from Jesus.
Today's word is reciprocity. Reciprocity. Don't ask me to do a damn thing that you wouldn't do for me.
Hey everyone. I hope all is well. Now, Kim Kardashian has managed to say something interesting. And I'll bring the audio to you. But before I do so, I'll acknowledge my source. She was on this Jay Shetty person's podcast. And she revealed a few interesting thoughts on parenting. Now I'll just let you listen to what she said. And then I'll give you my take on why I believe this is a feature in the grand scheme of things that are now important for Kim to acknowledge at this particular time. Now hit it.
Yeah. You were talking about earlier about parenting, and you brought it up a few times, and I wonder how you
don't have kids, do you?
Not yet.
Okay. We'll have this conversation again when you do.
Yes, absolutely. That's what I'm asking. That's why I'm asking parenting questions. What was your vision like for what you thought parenting was going to be like versus what it actually is?
Everyone says the days are long and the years are short. And that couldn't be like a more true statement. So like when you're in it, I mean, especially when they're babies and you're feeding and there's madness going on, it's like full madness. It's the best chaos though. Like my mornings, you have no idea what's going on. It's like I always have to do one of my daughter's hair and it has to be perfect and it has to be a certain way. And then this one needs me to put his shoes on, and that they all need you. And it's like full crazy madness, cooking, running around. Like it's wild. That's why I need my workout in the morning, just to like prepare for the 2 hours of craziness. I'd say parenting is the thing that has taught me the most about myself. It has been the most challenging thing. There are nights I cry myself to sleep, like what just happened, with all the moods and the personalities, and sometimes they're fighting and there's no one there.
Okay, so I'm a bit confused. At the end, she said, and there's no one there. What does she mean by that? Now, Kim, you're there. Now, welcome to single motherhood. That is what you call being there alone with your children, with no other person. The person you procreated with, he's not there, because you knew who he was from the start, but you thought he would have been different. You thought you would have been special. But turns out you weren't, Kim. And listen, Kim wants to be the cool mom, She wants to be her kid's best friend. And that never works, especially at this tender age. These children need boundaries. You understand? And the rules that are implemented must be on a consistent basis. Listen, growing up, you don't really appreciate a friend, the friend aspect of any mom's parenting until you become an adult. You never do. When I became an adult, then I really understood. I said, my mom is my friend. But growing up, my mom was my mom. She parented effectively. Sometimes I thought she was like the bionic woman, because I would think that I cleared the room when I would say something slick, and she would get me. I mean, spanking was not a thing, but my mom still ruled with an iron fist, and she got things done, and we respected her and loved her. I see. Listen, this generation, they do whatever they do, how they do it. I guess it works for them. But then I still hear these complaints. Now Northie, like she's affectionately called by her mom, is 9 years old. And she's on TikTok. She defies her mom's orders every time she goes on TikTok by herself. And I remember when they first came on TikTok, the rule was that North would not be on TikTok without her mom. Now she's defied all of those rules, and often appears to be openly defiant, which will have a trickle down effect in the negative, because the older children can affect the younger ones, because the younger ones are looking up to the older ones. So she has a real problem on her hands. And I mean, at the end of the day, they are still children. You know what I mean? They need guidance. So Kim, I know, she's in her feelings, because I'm sure she did not anticipate that, she procreated with an irresponsible man. She knowingly procreated with him, who has caused her grief. And I do believe that she thought that she could have controlled Kanye, because she thought that he was so into her. But turns out he was a wild card. So now there she is, stuck with these 4 children, while he gallivants and entertains another one of his pale fixations. And she's reflective and wants to know, let people into her sometimes very sad disposition, because, she's now left with these children. And don't get me wrong, even though she's a wealthy, thirst trap setting, could hire nannies, single mom, because she's not of the ordinary ilk. She has money that she can expand and get what she wants. But there again, she wouldn't want those nannies to parent her children, to discipline them, So, regardless of all the amenities, the reality of life is still what it is. And this is a very telling tale, because people look at so-called wealthy people, and they sometimes want to they want to transpose, and they want to live their lives. Not everything that glitters is gold. You see this woman always out, Kim loves attention, so does Kanye. She loves the spotlight. But maybe that is her trying to fulfill or trying to hide her true sadness, because she has a lot going on. Because Kim is accustomed to being the one who gets all the attention, and now she has to share the spotlight with her family, with her children, especially North. So I've said in previous videos that single mothers are the real ones. Okay? You are the real ones. And the ridicule that you receive is sometimes unjust and unwarranted. And the mere fact that the vitriol and the ridicule that is directed at the mothers are not extended to the fathers is very, very telling. I mean, come on, these kids were not created in a laboratory. I mean, they might have been created by selfish, self-indulgent parents who, at the expense of their kids, would do anything to stay relevant. That much we know. However, what people fantasize about never turns out that way in reality. So, I mean, fame is a hell of a drug. Just ask Kim and Kanye. Nonetheless, Kim is undoubtedly in a better position than most single mothers, because she has the financial support, especially from the Kanye types. Kim is fortunate to now be receiving $200 and something thousand per month for her children. But if that were a black woman, everyone would be on her ass. The black community would ostracize her. Okay? You see how Kim is receiving her child support and just going along, living her life, without anyone saying anything from her community? Do you know why that is so? Because they believe she deserves it. For all the troubles he has put her through, they do believe this is adequate compensation given the circumstances. Unfortunately, the flip side to this is that it does not protect her from the pain and the suffering that comes from being a single mother. So, Kim, you chose this life, and with this life comes consequences. Sadly, your children will, I hope they do not suffer adversely as a result of things that might happen, because I mean, they have already seen a lot from Kanye and you. So at this point, you have to accept that you are mothering alone. You are mothering singly. Okay? So welcome to what has always been and has been a regular occurrence in a community where your baby daddy has ejected himself from. I guess the ones they choose are really not faring well at this point. If I were you, I would really not want to be chosen. Anyway, as always, let's continue this conversation in the comment section.
I said what I said.
And please stay safe and be self-aware and subscribe for more snippets of wisdom and real talk. See you in the next video.